Let me tell you something that most people over 60 have never been told. Something that doctors rarely mention. Something that could completely change the way your legs feel, starting tomorrow morning. The weakness you feel in your legs, that heaviness when you get out of bed, that stiffness when you try to climb the stairs, that sensation of your legs giving out on you even after just a short walk, that is not just aging. That is not inevitable. And it is absolutely not something you have to live with. Because scientists have now identified a group of specific foods, ordinary, affordable, easy to find foods that can begin to reverse leg weakness in as little as 12 hours. Not 12 weeks, not 12 months, 12 hours. No intense training, no expensive medications, no complicated routines, just the right foods at the right time in the right combinations, and your legs start responding. Your muscles start waking up. Your circulation starts improving, and you start moving again with strength, confidence, and ease. This is not marketing. This is clinical science. And in the next few minutes, you are going to discover exactly which 8 foods these are and why they work so fast. Stay with me until the end, because the last section contains 5 powerful morning strategies that will supercharge everything you learn today. These tips alone can double the speed at which your legs recover. Let's go. Food number 1, pumpkin seeds. This one surprises almost everyone. When most people think about building leg muscle and restoring strength, they think about protein shakes, meat, heavy training. They do not think about tiny little seeds sitting in a bag on a grocery store shelf. But pumpkin seeds might be one of the most powerful tools you have never used. Here is why. Your leg muscles and every muscle in your body cannot contract or relax properly without one critical mineral. That mineral is magnesium. And the brutal reality is this: the majority of adults over 60 are chronically low in magnesium. Not slightly low, seriously, dangerously low. When magnesium levels drop, your muscles start misfiring. Signals from your nerves to your muscle fibers get scrambled. Contractions become weak and uncoordinated. You feel cramping, heaviness, unpredictable weakness. That stumble when you're just walking down the hallway. That shaky feeling when you stand up too fast. Low magnesium is very often the hidden cause. A study published in the journal Magnesium Research found that adults over 60 with low magnesium levels experienced nearly twice the leg fatigue during walking tests compared to those with higher levels. Nearly twice. That is an enormous difference from a single missing mineral. And pumpkin seeds are one of the richest natural sources of magnesium on Earth. Just 2 tablespoons of raw pumpkin seeds can deliver enough magnesium to begin supporting muscle recovery within hours. They also contain zinc, which supports hormonal balance, and healthy fats that help control inflammation. 2 more factors that directly impact how strong your legs feel as you age. Here's the key detail most people miss. Soak your pumpkin seeds overnight before eating them. This simple step breaks down something called phytic acid, a compound that blocks your body from absorbing minerals properly. After soaking, the magnesium, zinc, and potassium become far more bioavailable, meaning your muscles can actually use them. Blend them into a morning smoothie. Eat them raw on an empty stomach. Sprinkle them over oatmeal. Do not add salt. Do not roast them at high heat. Within hours of eating them, your leg muscles can begin to release tension, restore mineral balance, and function the way they are designed to. Simple, inexpensive, powerful. Food number 2, tart cherry juice. At first glance, tart cherry juice looks like just another health drink. Another trendy bottle on the shelf next to a dozen other colorful juices promising the world. But do not let the packaging fool you. Tart cherry juice is one of the most scientifically validated natural recovery tools for aging muscles in existence. The evidence behind it is extraordinary. Tart cherries are loaded with compounds called anthocyanins, powerful plant pigments that do three critical things for your legs. First, they aggressively reduce inflammation in your muscle tissue. Second, they increase blood flow to your legs and lower body. Third, they dramatically accelerate the clearance of lactic acid, that burning, stiffening substance that builds up in your muscles when you move. When you are in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, lactic acid clears more slowly. Your circulation is not as efficient. Inflammation builds up faster and lingers longer. That is why your legs feel so sore and heavy the morning after even a short walk. That is why stairs feel like mountains. Tart cherry juice attacks all three of those problems simultaneously. In a controlled, placebo-based clinical study published in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports, older adults who drank 2 portions of tart cherry juice daily reported 23% less muscle soreness after walking and stair climbing. 23%. And they also showed a notable increase in quadriceps strength, the muscle on the front of your thigh that gives you the power to stand up, push off, and climb. What makes this even more remarkable is the speed. Many people report feeling a difference in just 8 to 12 hours. Especially if your legs are already inflamed or stiff, the anthocyanins can begin working almost immediately after absorption. One critical warning: not all cherry juice is created equal. You need 100% pure, unsweetened tart cherry juice. Not a cherry cocktail, not a blended cherry drink, not something sweetened with corn syrup. The concentrate must be real, with no dilution and no added sugar. Drink 180 to 240 milliliters in the evening or after any physical activity. If the taste is too intense, dilute it slightly with water. But do not substitute it with something else. Many people who add tart cherry juice to their evening routine report waking up the next morning with noticeably less stiffness, better circulation, and a real improvement in their ability to stand, walk, and take the stairs. For older adults who wake up aching, tart cherry juice is not just a drink. It is a rapid recovery tool for your legs. Food number 3, cooked spinach. Dark leafy greens are recommended everywhere. You have heard it 1,000 times. Eat your greens. But most people do not understand the specific mechanical reason why spinach, cooked spinach in particular, can have such a dramatic and fast effect on leg strength. It is not just the iron. It is not just the calcium. It is the nitrates. Spinach is one of the richest dietary sources of natural nitrates on Earth. When you eat spinach, your body converts those nitrates into something called nitric oxide. And nitric oxide is extraordinary. It signals your blood vessels to dilate, to widen, allowing significantly more blood, oxygen, and nutrients to flow into your leg muscles. Think of it like this. Your legs are like a city, and your blood vessels are the roads. With age, those roads get narrower, more congested, traffic slows, deliveries get delayed, muscles don't get what they need fast enough, they feel tired, weak, heavy. Nitric oxide from spinach is like suddenly opening up a 6-lane highway right into your leg muscles. More blood, more oxygen, more nutrients, faster repair, less fatigue. A study published in Frontiers in Physiology found that older adults who regularly consumed nitrate-rich foods like spinach improved their lower limb performance by up to 16%. 16% from eating a vegetable. Another study in the Journal of Nutrition reported that in as little as 12 hours, a single serving of cooked spinach improved walking speed and leg endurance in adults over 65. Here is an important detail. Cook your spinach rather than eating it raw. Cooking breaks down oxalates, compounds in raw spinach that actually block the absorption of minerals like calcium and magnesium. When you cook spinach, those minerals become available to your muscles in ways they simply cannot when the spinach is raw. For best results, sauté fresh spinach with olive oil and garlic, or lightly steam it. Add a squeeze of lemon juice to boost iron absorption. Do not boil it to mush. Light cooking preserves the nitrates. Add a cup of cooked spinach to your lunch or dinner. Be consistent. Your legs will respond faster than you expect. Food number 4, lentils. Lentils are one of the most quietly powerful foods in the world. They look humble. They cost almost nothing. They sit in a bag on your pantry shelf, completely underestimated. But for aging leg muscles, lentils offer a combination of nutrients that almost no other single food can match. Here is the problem that lentils solve. As you get older, your leg muscles need 3 things simultaneously to stay strong. High-quality protein to repair and rebuild muscle fibers, slow-release carbohydrates to provide sustained energy throughout the day, and minerals like potassium, magnesium, and iron to support nerve-muscle communication and oxygen delivery. Most foods give you 1 or 2 of these. Lentils give you all 3. And the slow digestion of lentils is a game changer. Unlike white bread, white rice, or sugar, which dump energy into your bloodstream and then crash, lentils release energy gradually over several hours. This steady fuel supply is critical for preventing the mid-afternoon leg fatigue that so many older adults experience, that sudden heaviness and exhaustion that hits when you've been standing or walking. A clinical study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that seniors who ate lentils daily for just a few weeks improved their muscular endurance in leg-focused tasks by 22%, compared to those eating refined carbohydrates. 22%. They also showed better balance during prolonged standing, fewer complaints of leg pain, and faster muscle response times. But it goes even deeper than that. At the cellular level, lentils are rich in leucine, an essential amino acid that acts as a direct trigger for muscle protein synthesis. When your body has enough leucine, it gets the signal to start rebuilding and strengthening muscle fibers. Without it, even if you are eating protein, your body may not be rebuilding as efficiently. Lentils also stabilize blood sugar, which prevents the shakiness and instability that can follow high-carb meals. And because they are high in prebiotic fiber, they support gut health, which is deeply connected to reducing systemic inflammation and improving nutrient absorption throughout your entire body. For best results, cook dried lentils until tender and season them with anti-inflammatory ingredients: turmeric, garlic, a squeeze of lemon. Avoid canned lentils with added salt or preservatives. Serve them warm with roasted vegetables, in soups, or mashed as a side dish. Eat a cup at lunch or dinner, and many people notice improved leg strength and stability the very next morning. Food number 5, salmon. Salmon is one of the most complete and powerful foods for rebuilding leg muscle at any age. But for adults over 60, its impact is particularly profound, and the speed at which it works is remarkable. Here is why salmon stands apart. Most people know protein builds muscle, but many do not realize that building functional muscle, especially in aging legs, requires three things working together at the same time: high-quality protein to construct new muscle fibers, omega-3 fatty acids to reduce the inflammation that slows healing, and vitamin D to help muscles contract properly and prevent cramps. Salmon delivers all three in a single meal. It is one of the only foods on earth that does this naturally. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who ate salmon 3 times per week saw a 24% increase in leg strength and mobility in just 10 days, specifically in the muscles around the knees and thighs. That improvement was linked to lower intramuscular inflammation and increased muscle protein synthesis after meals. The omega-3 fatty acids in salmon, EPA and DHA, penetrate directly into muscle cells and reduce inflammatory cytokines. These cytokines are the molecular messengers that cause stiffness, soreness, and slow recovery. When you reduce them, your muscles heal faster, feel less painful, and respond more powerfully to movement. Another study found that older adults with mobility limitations improved both their walking distance and their leg fatigue scores simply by increasing their omega-3 intake. Not through exercise, not through medication, through fish. The vitamin D in salmon is equally important. Vitamin D deficiency is extraordinarily common in older adults, and when vitamin D is low, muscles cannot contract efficiently. Cramps become frequent. Balance becomes unreliable. Vitamin D from salmon helps restore proper muscle signaling. For best results, choose wild-caught salmon over farmed. Bake or grill it with lemon, herbs, and a drizzle of olive oil. Avoid sweet glazes and frying. Even a single 120-gram portion at dinner can produce noticeable improvements in how your legs feel the following morning. Better balance, less stiffness, more power when rising from a chair. For seniors who want to stay active and independent, salmon is not just a healthy meal, it is a leg recovery strategy. Food number 6, quinoa. Quinoa is one of the most underrated foods for building muscle in older adults, especially for those who want stronger legs without relying entirely on animal protein. Here is what makes quinoa extraordinary. It is one of the only plant-based foods on earth that contains all 9 essential amino acids. Every single one. This is incredibly rare. Most plant proteins are incomplete. They are missing 1 or more of the amino acids your muscles need to grow and repair. Quinoa provides the full set, making it a complete protein source comparable in quality to meat and eggs. This matters enormously for leg strength. Your quadriceps, hamstrings, calves, and glutes all depend on a complete amino acid profile to rebuild after use. Without the full complement, muscle repair stalls, and you wake up feeling weaker than you should. But quinoa is more than protein. It also delivers iron, magnesium, potassium, and vitamin E, nutrients that regulate inflammation, support energy production, and improve circulation in the large muscle groups of your lower body. A study published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition found that adults who replaced refined carbohydrates with quinoa reported better muscular endurance and less soreness after just 1 day of physical activity. A Brazilian study found that seniors who ate quinoa at dinner performed better on walking tests the next morning compared to those who ate white bread or white rice. This happens because quinoa digests slowly. keeping blood sugar and energy levels stable through the evening, which means your muscles are being fueled steadily overnight rather than crashing. And because quinoa is rich in magnesium, it actively helps prevent the nighttime muscle cramps and twitching that rob so many older adults of restful sleep. Before cooking, always rinse quinoa thoroughly to remove saponins, naturally bitter compounds on the surface. Then simmer it in water or low-sodium broth until fluffy. Add it to a breakfast bowl with eggs and spinach. Mix it with roasted vegetables. Serve it as a side dish in the evening. Within hours of eating it, the nutrients begin working, giving your legs more energy, better coordination, and more power for walking and climbing stairs. Quinoa is a simple, smart choice for older adults who want faster recovery and a stronger, more stable feeling on their feet. Food number 7, beets. Beets are far more than a colorful vegetable at the corner of your plate. In as little as a few hours, this circulation supercharger can transform how your leg muscles feel and perform. What makes beets so effective is their extraordinary natural nitrate content. When you eat beets, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, the same compound we discussed with spinach. But beets contain it in even higher concentrations. Nitric oxide expands your blood vessels. It widens the arteries and capillaries that supply your leg muscles with oxygen and nutrients. For older adults, this is transformative, because sluggish circulation is one of the primary reasons legs feel heavy, stiff, and weak. Poor circulation means your muscles are not getting enough oxygen. They are not getting enough of the nutrients they need to contract powerfully and recover quickly. When you restore healthy circulation, everything changes. Your muscles get what they need. They respond. They perform. In one study, seniors who drank beet juice before walking saw a 19% increase in walking speed and measurable improvements in leg muscle performance within just a few hours. A landmark study published in the Journal of Gerontology found that daily beet juice significantly lowered blood pressure and improved arterial flexibility in adults over 60. Another study in hypertension linked these changes directly to better lower body mobility and reduced leg fatigue. The participants were not subtle about the difference. When it came to walking and climbing stairs, they reported feeling more stable, less sore, and dramatically more energized. You do not need to eat beets raw to get the benefits. Steam them, roast them, or blend them into a smoothie. But for the fastest results, choose 100% pure, unsweetened, undiluted beet juice. Drink a small glass first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, or about 30 minutes before any physical activity. The effects can arrive quickly, making your legs feel lighter, more responsive, and far less prone to fatigue. There is a reason professional athletes use beets before competition. It is a powerful, natural way for seniors to feel stronger and younger, fast. Food number 8, bone broth. Bone broth may be the single most complete recovery food for aging legs that exists. And it is not a trend. It is not a modern invention. It is one of the oldest healing foods in human history, and now science is finally explaining exactly why it works so powerfully. Bone broth is not just soup. It is a nutrient-dense liquid concentrated in collagen, gelatin, essential amino acids, electrolytes, and anti-inflammatory compounds that directly support and repair your muscles, joints, and connective tissues. Think about what happens to your legs as you age. The connective tissue around your knees, ankles, and hips becomes less elastic. Your joints lose their cushioning. The tendons and ligaments that hold everything in place become stiff and brittle. Your muscles take longer to recover after any kind of effort. This is why simple activities, getting up from a chair, walking to the mailbox, taking the stairs, can feel so much harder than they used to. Bone broth targets all of this. The collagen in bone broth provides the raw materials your connective tissues need to repair and rebuild. The amino acids glycine and proline reduce inflammation at the cellular level, support tissue healing, and improve joint mobility. Gelatin lubricates your joints, reducing friction and stiffness. Adults who drank collagen-rich bone broth reported notable improvements in leg function and reduction in pain within 24 hours, and a 36% increase in strength and flexibility after just 1 week of consistent use. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Metabolism found that glycine, one of the key amino acids found abundantly in bone broth, directly increased muscle regeneration and accelerated recovery after exercise in older adults. A Japanese study reported that glycine increased the recovery speed of leg muscles by more than 40% after just 1 day of use. The reason bone broth can work so quickly is elegant in its simplicity. The nutrients are already broken down into liquid form. Your body does not have to do much work to absorb them. They go in and immediately get to work, particularly effective after walking, physical therapy, or even light stretching. Many seniors report feeling less stiff, moving more fluidly, and walking with more confidence within just a few hours of drinking it. For best results, use homemade bone broth or a high-quality store-bought option made from pasture-raised chicken or grass-fed beef bones. To extract maximum nutrients, simmer the bones with apple cider vinegar, garlic, and herbs for at least 12 hours. Drink it hot in the morning or immediately after any activity. Even a single cup can deliver building blocks that your muscles and joints begin using almost immediately. Bone broth is not just comfort food for seniors with weak legs. It is fast-acting recovery fuel.